Welcome back to ESL Pro League. We've got tiebreakers, and you can see we're all having a lovely time. First matchup is going to be Fnatic taking on EnVyUs, and the winner of that will play SK. It's going to be on DHN. I know, Yanko, you want to explain the tiebreaking format?
The tiebreaker situation that
the situation we have.
Yeah, so each team vetoes 2 maps basically, and we ended up on train. We play MR3 10K, so basically overtime rules to speed things up a little bit, and we will have these teams battle it out on train.
We had the same map played in Katowice, and it was quite interesting. A bit of back and forth there, lots of extra overtimes on top of that. But I have a better method for how we can solve these tiebreakers. I don't know if you guys are in for this, but I think we do scissors, paper, rock, and that's the best way to decide. Let's get this over and done with. You can be SK, I'll be EnVyUs,
I like that,
and you can be Fnatic.
All right, let's do it.
On shoot. Scissors, paper, rock, shoot.
Okay.
You ready? Scissors, paper, rock, shoot. Right, maybe this is a better format.
Yeah.
But coming into this one here, that wasn't as funny as I thought it was going to be. That gap that we just came up
listen,
with.
they don't all land, Chad.
Yeah, we tried.
The thing is, we tried.
As long as everyone's smiling.
And it's also rock, paper, scissors. You say it backwards.
Yeah. I'm from Australia. We do a lot of things backwards.
Well, Yanko says leaves, so. Whatever you want to take from that one. But yeah, so obviously getting back to Counter-Strike, getting a little bit more real things back in. Fnatic Envy will be playing on train. The winner of that plays against SK, and we'll kind of go through that. And I think the winner of that goes through, and the loser plays the loser of this first match as well. So, I mean, it's just a cycle of overtimes essentially to figure out.
Everyone has to play everyone.
Listen, Matt, I'm going to go by your line. This is what I've been told. I don't want to hear you questioning things from across the room.
2 wins and you're through.
Yeah, that's the best way to look at it, right?
Cool.
And I think with these 3 teams we have here, SK, historically a fantastic train team. Fnatic have the versatility of having so many AWPers and riflers who can get a lot done to be great on this map, especially with the 10K, right? They can start off very strong. Yep. And then EnVyUs, they have I'd say, more unorthodox style of the way that they play this. Scream getting boosted up in connector with that rifle, being passive until they get to the bomb train and then unleashing his fury from that point. Their way of doing it is SK and Fnatic play very similar, like in their approach. They have aggression, they have multiple AWPers. They usually have the one guy anchoring that in a bomb site. So I think EnVyUs are the ones who have drawn the short straw here, unfortunately.
Another problem is, this is such a high-pressure situation. Even for SK, they had a 3-0 start yesterday. Now they're in a situation where they need to play tiebreakers to even make it out of the groups. But in pure gun rounds, it's very difficult tiebreaker to be super aggressive on the T side, right? To go for those really cocky outside rushes, outside executes. Most teams turn to the slow pace style, and that's where SK is very, very strong on the CT side, just being aggressive and finding holes in your default and getting advantages early on. That's something that Fnatic is also very good at, so EnVyUs maybe needs to, do something unconventional in order to have a good chance against these 2 teams.
I think something else you have to look out for is the way that these teams, deal with that wad of cash they have, and make sure they don't blow it too early, hold on to it, don't be doing double ops from the get-go, maybe make sure that...
Definitely happening every single time.
Yeah,
definitely double op.
I would love to see, side, right? I would love to see, maybe on the T side, we saw it actually, Chris J does it in overtimes. He'll buy, on the T side, he'll buy a UMP or get one bought for him and then drop Oscar the AWP. It's like a good way to manage money going forward.
It was Katowice, right? The FaZe Astralis tiebreaker where FaZe first round of overtime got 4 UMPs and rushed inner.
Yeah,
I think it was something along those lines, and I think
straight
it
out of my
almost
nightmares.
worked. I don't think it worked. I don't think they won that round, but it almost worked, and they had enough to buy for the rest of the half.
Yeah, right.
Genius.
Why not? Yeah, we'll see if there's going to be any shenanigans like that in this matchup. So the first tiebreaker coming your way: Fnatic taking on Envy for a playoff spot. It's Sadicus and Henry G.
Yeah, we are the tiebreak casters. It's the second time we've seen this. Sorry?
You're the commissioner.
I'm the commissioner.
You're keeping count of everything and making sure it's all done properly.
I will hand out yellow cards. I will hand out all sorts of penalties and issues for everyone.
And whatever Matt says, that is final. So
that is final. I've got a lot of people talking in my ear right now that haven't shut off the mics. So
that's nice.
That said, it's train again, and they did talk about that strategy with the SMGs.
When did we last see this? Katowice, this happened. We had this tiebreaker situation kicked off on train as well. So it's like it is a bit of a nightmare. I have to say it's weird. It's happened twice in a row now, but here we are on train. EnVyUs versus Fnatic, and we're going to have 10K MR3. It's basically this classic overtime format. If you win it, to be fair, on train, it lends itself to like 3-0s. 3-0s is like breaking the serve. We kind of compare it to tennis in that respect. So we'll see what happens here. Money doesn't seem to be correct, Matt. From what I can see, you need 10K per buyout. 800 won't really do it. Won't be the best tiebreaker scenario.
No, it won't be.
Could do that though. You could do 3 pistol rounds in a row. Keep it exciting.
Yeah, let's not. So they're gonna have to fix that. But we'll get underway. Actually, I think the problem is we, if you look at the top, it says round 1 of 30. We haven't loaded the overtime config. Yeah, so
that will do it.
We're in the regular config.
That will do it. Well, hopefully we'll be in there momentarily. We'll keep track of what's going on. So, Matt, this is a fun day for Group A. We did say it's a group of death, and it's certainly living up to that expectation. EnVyUs out of nowhere, finding amazing form today.
It's true.
G2 as well. Who'd have thought after losing to Immortals today, they end up winning the group and going straight to the semi-finals?
Yep, absolutely. Imagine they beat Immortals, they would have just been in a world of their own. And if they beat Immortals and Fnatic had won the last game, we would have had a 4-way 3-2 split. But that's not the way it was, and they make it through. Yeah, you're right. It is very unlikely that it went down in that regards. We're going to Dust.
Yep, we've decided it's a new way to play the game.
Dust Murray.
We're going to go to Dust 1. You've got spaghetti all over your mouth, by the way. Nice bit of tomato sauce.
Doesn't show on camera.
That's fine. I can see it.
Or
just all over the place.
Or it'll go be this side, so the mic's covering it.
Yeah, you're fine.
Saving it
Looks
for later.
nice, though.
Saving it for later.
Keep it in the beard.
It's the flavor saver.
Well, we train Matt. So we haven't really had to cast EnVyUs at all this tournament, you and I. So
We have not.
We're going to see what the new look EnVyUs. Apparently they've been boot camp, grinding it out. Apparently looking very good today from what I've heard on the B stream. So that's going to be exciting to see what kind of form they can bring on train. So Fnatic, we've cast a lot of them in train in the past.
Yes, we have.
JW, pretty lights out with the AWP on this map. It's one of those maps you see him kind of return. So that's what's weird about Fnatic. Every map, different AWPers. On the other side, different. So we saw all of mice on the T side of Overpowers AWPing. Then it was Flusher.
Yeah,
and
it's a far cry from 2014.
Dennis as well, I think.
JW was the clean cut AWPer.
Yeah.
And then in 2015, they started shuffling things around.
We are live.
This is it.
Does it say round 1 of 30
Double
still?
up to start for JW and Olaf. It does say round 1 of 30, but the money was correct, and they're playing, so we'll just have to manually count it if it doesn't auto-switch for us. We can do that.
First to 4, basically.
So, that said, B looks to be the intended bomb site to start things off. Much faster to plant on B than it is on A. But with weapons, that changes things considerably, more so when you've got an AWP posted up inside of the B site to shut down the choke points, and Olaf is doing exactly that. Standard angle. Oh, he's fallen off. Thankfully, RPK didn't go around the corner at that moment. Because he's capable. Oh, Olaf, you've got to learn your angles. Shoulder peek, flash out. Olaf's got to fire into it. He's already off the position, which means a bomb site should, or bomb plant, should happen. However, Olaf gets back in time to take down RPK. Sixer gets Crims on rotation. They still have to control that upper position because Sixer's actually walking from the bottom ramp. They need to swing around and cut off the bomb site. They've got smokes in order to allow the plant, but it's not yet in position. They're actually going to back off. So they get all the way in the site, force the rotations, and they're going back to A. The man to lead it, Happy, the lurk, is going to try and hold off the site on his own as Dennis takes down XMS and confirms they're no longer there.
That's a really nice play from EnVyUs. What a call that is. Showing so much presence there. A bit of a gamble to leave the site. Don't know if there are any backstabs coming in, but the 3-on-3 double AWP setup for the retake on the outside bomb site. It's not great. 6-0 with a great angle there. The timing, though. Oh, no. 3 players actually heading in that position. He actually moves away. Still looking good, though, EnVyUs. And he pressures towards Fnatic.
He has to consider that as well because he knows Dennis pushes up in the site, but they want to stick together. Means there's got to be communication as well to allow Scream from the main red train to watch both sides of the bomb train as they get on approach. Good play from Happy to take Dennis. Scream's now going to push up, finds JW, and this should be Team EnVyUs, or is it? Because inside of the smoke, knife goes out, Scream's got it.
That's the safest way to do it. Getting the knife out instead of crouch spraying, not being near the situation. As soon as you hear the defuse coming, you know where the bomb is. Go in and start slashing your knife. You get sound cues as to what you actually when you're hitting it. It's not like a BM thing. Some people are thinking, oh wow, it's just showing off. That's actually the safest way to cancel that situation out. So good job by Scream. EnVyUs there. Really nice call after getting the inside area under control, leaving XMS there while the teammates rotated. Smokes down, Molotovs everywhere as well. It seemed very convincing, and Fnatic took the bait, hook, line, and sinker. Round number 2 here after buying that double AWP setup. Be very careful. If they lose this round, they'll be on like almost eco going into round number 3 here. So this is dangerous now. That's why Yanko described the double AWP setup in overtime. Not necessarily a great idea. If you just lose that first round, you're in a lot of trouble.
Smoke will be redeployed at the bottom of Pop Dog. It must be bizarre. I mean, Counter-Strike at face value is the easiest of esports to get into as a viewer. But it must be bizarre if you don't play the game to listen to some of the call-out for places. Pop Dog.
Yeah, right. There's some very bizarre names.
Jungle. What is that?
Yeah.
In the case of Chad, you've got diggity everywhere.
The whole map.
Pretty much. Crims is trying to find his way through the smoke. Patience this round, considering the pace of the last one. It's Dennis that starts it off, traded, but XMS finds the kill. It's Olaf that had position on him from Hitch. Happy's going to try and get through the smoke. Olaf looked this direction, looked away. He does a double take. JW's got him as a result of it, since Sixer hits Olaf. But not before JW got a kill, leaving Envy with just one player remaining and 18 seconds. So we should go 1-1.
Much slower round there from EnVyUs, getting picked off one by one. You can see Crims, JW, Dennis, and Olaf Meister. Look for that teammate. If Flash can get the last kill, that'd be nice. Sixer will try and go for this. Run out of time, though. Not really much you can do about this one. JW will find the final frag, 2 for him in total with the AWP in the first shot. And managing to win over naked to finish things off there. It's going to be 1-1, the final round of the first half here. And they put it back, like we said, if they lost that round, they would be almost eco for the last. So to avoid that fate at least. And they go for EnVyUs now. Like an orb. Okay, so with Sixer with the Tech now, you assume he's got an orb drop from there. It is. Comes in, and round number 3. What do they bring to the table here? It looks like we've got 2 players heading towards inside for Fnatic at the moment. Olaf Meister with the AWP, that shotgun style, or towards the lower ramp. The first pick, Flashbang doesn't get him, so might find something here. JW with the other orb towards Ivy. They might do a run boost here. That's normally pretty standard these days. Here it comes. Ooh. Quite a good one. Yeah,
I was going to say quite a good one indeed. JW now has to decide how he wishes to position. They're going to Molotov him off, so AWP is not going to be able to watch out at Ivy. Flash off, hold position long enough so they can get back in that direction, and the smoke is sufficient to allow him to do so. Bomb's going to be dropped over, though, to XMS as he heads, I believe, up the stairs. Is that where they are? Yep. So they're not down in A main, they're above. Horse to be. Just a trot.
A gentle trot.
RPK is close to upper. Flush it alone in the site. Throw out Molotovs at this point, 44 seconds, so he's waited to save that utility. Buys a bit more time, but there's no rotations. They have got Olaf with an AWP in the site, but he's not watching directly at lower or upper. Okay, take that back. He does have an angle, but it's wide.
30 seconds.
I didn't think you could see it from there. 30 indeed. Bomb's in lower. Flush is in great position. Spots one. Walk out. Takes both. Bomb goes down. Fnatic in a good position to take the round as RPK gets one back. He's actually doubled up to take Dennis, and Olaf missing a shot. He's got to get to the bomb is the problem. 14 seconds. He's going to be the one fighting onward. Sixer has to plant immediately as well. Smoke down. He'll go inside of it. 8 seconds. He just barely gets there. Nade will put him on to 84, and he has a huge task to get a clutch. Nice flash. Starts it off. Knows the bomb's planted wide. He can't necessarily play the high side. They're going to try and get on it. He is going to go high anyway. He's going to go all the way around. He's got a Molotov, but I don't know if it's going to go far enough because it is so far wide on the train. Does it reach the bomb?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, that's so good. He could do this alone. Sixers rotated back around as well, so they think he's upper. He's gone back lower. Checks, doesn't hear them on it. And now Olaf's going to watch the ramp as he gets closer. 2 seconds. I think they've just done it. Olaf's got the shot. Oh. Fnatic gets the round. That's quite close and a reasonable try from Sixer.
Yeah, very reasonable try. I have to say, that was actually quite exciting for him. Hits a nice shot with the flashbang towards the lower ramp. Molotov just about on the bomb, like he said. Can't quite do it, though. Olaf Meister. And we're going back to Dust 1. So we have to
restart the half. So obviously the config didn't quite get loaded correctly.
Yeah, that's why we had 1 out of 13 instead of 1 out of 6, right? So that's going to be 2-1 in favor of Fnatic after losing the first round as well. Pretty standard stuff. This is how we get into double overtimes, triple overtimes. This is pretty much part of the course, isn't it?
Yeah,
one for the side.
I think we played we got to a triple when FaZe played against Astralis.
That's right.
Was that right? Yeah. So
FaZe won.
That's correct. Yeah, FaZe won that tiebreaker and actually ended up going through. Astralis made it in, and then who was that tiebreaker was to decide who won the group though. So they all made it in.
Yeah,
I think. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
So no, Heroic already won that group, right? Was that the correct? And then
Heroic won the group on day 2. I don't.
That's neither here nor there. Why are we bringing that up?
Yeah, I'm just gonna blame production on that one. They were in my ear that time too, guys.
Sure. Well, second half coming in. I'm on the server right now. Everyone's connected. We'll be getting into this momentarily. The money's good. That's looking nice. So the numbers aren't going to be quite right on the top there. So basically looking for the 2-1. So we need 2 rounds here on the T side for Fnatic to do it. 1 will mean we go into double overtime, and EnVyUs need a 3-0 on the CT side. Those are pretty much all the outcomes. Let's see what happens there. Okay, double orb set up on the CT side as well. Happy and Sixer. Happy quite used to being the secondary orbiter within teams. Obviously, when Kenny was in EnVyUs, sometimes he liked to be the primary as well, has to be said. Run boost from Olof Meister and Dennis here towards Ivy. Sixer, though, can he hit the shot? Actually, that's even better. You didn't even see the toes of Olof getting across. That could be quite problematic for him.
First to 4, you've called that already. Just to remind you, we've got the score in the lower bottom, the lower left. This config's off. Double off obviously means one on either side, spread out accordingly. Sixer's actually going to rotate his around onto the A side. 2 pushed up to Pop Dog, so they're sitting a crossfire for him and giving up Ivy. Of course, walking in Ivy is Olof. He's going to try and lurk this and get back over to B. It's starting off well for Fnatic as well because Flusha and Dennis hit great opening shots. So Sixers AWP manages at least to catch off Olof and give them a fighting chance to get back in the site over toward B. But even still, tough battle because Flusha just walks out to take down XMS. The Molotov there, can't see through it, 15 HP. And Fnatic's going to find their 3rd round, 1 to go, and they'll pick up this, the first of our round-robin tiebreak format.
Yes, so I think the analysts broke it down. You need 2 wins. So even if you lose this game, it means you go down to like the lower bracket, I guess, and you play the loser at the next one, and then we'll work out who gets eliminated at that point. But here we go. Round number 2, match point for Fnatic, getting the first round on the T side here. No double up setup for EnVyUs this time. It was towards inside the side that Fnatic went, smoking up a ramp as well, down towards lower, overwhelming the frags and hitting all the AK headshots. Very nice stuff there after getting Olof Meister posted up in towards Ivy. He showed some presence and then his teammates executed towards the B side. Run boost coming in once again. Ooh. There it goes.
Oh, that is so... Imagine that heart and throat moment, like Olaf's like, ah, wait, I'm in the open.
Yeah, that wasn't as glassy as the one they got in the round previous. Luckily, no orb waiting for them, so no harm, no foul. And we'll see what happens there. It's going to be XMS, though. Good positional control towards the main entrance of the A bomb site. Got in there. Means you can get lots of intel for his team. The bomb's towards inner, though, for now. Let's spread out Fnatic. I think let's pick this round up. One step closer to making it to the playoff. G2 have already there. They're in the semi-final. They did top this group, even though they had 3-2 as well. Comes down to head-to-head exchanges, you know.
Smoke goes to the right, JW. With Happy in front of him is timidly looking to try and get inside of the B site. Flash in front of his face, a little bit low of the ramp, so he'll keep his vision restored. Or rather intact, I should say. Not restored. Never lost it. Can't restore if you don't lose it.
30 seconds back. Tension building. Olof Meister by himself. He gets 1 frag. I'm saying they're going to win it. He's on to show presence. Gets his kill. Can't do it. Lovely shot by Sixer.
Very good. And now they can keep their composure and position as RPK snapping back to the left. Takes down Crimson Flusha. JW looks to find an opening, but Happy's slipped in to find the gap between the train. We go 1-1 in this half particular, but 3-2 overall. This, the last of our first set of overtime.
Yeah.
If they tie it up, we do it again.
Yeah, classic strategy there from Fnatic. VP do of Pasha towards Ivy, FaZe do of Carrigan. You send one of your key players towards Ivy. The idea is he tries to show presence, smoke to the left, Molotov's out, pushes the CDs back. He comes out, he gets 1 kill. That's great, that's a cue to go inside. If he gets taken down straight away, it's kind of obvious. And then they'll be rotating straight towards inner, and you can see how EnVyUs managed to deal with it. 1-1. 1 for EnVyUs, we do it all over again. If Fnatic win this, we go to, well, it's a victory for them, essentially. Happy now towards the upper ramp, gets Molotov'd off. That's where you want to deal with that sort of situation. I mean, you can get Brown on control here from Fnatic. JW is on the pallet right now, looking to see if any CTs jump up and they just cross out.
JW and Dennis.
So we have got Olof Meister once again towards Ivy, this time with the AWP. Double up setup on the T side. A lot of teams do like to run this setup. It's certainly unorthodox in terms of traditional Counter-Strike, but has had some proven success. He's there by himself once more, but Six is on the other side, not aggressively facing him. This looks like it could be another inside play from what I can work out right now. The bomb's still down. Olof Meister pushing to the end of Ivy. Orb in hand. Can he get anything done here? Does he just go through the smoke? Is he waiting for it to go down? Six does have the advantage, but it's RPK to strike first. Refrag by Crims.
Dennis, good find on entry to XMS. Molotov down toward Ivy as well to help his teammate get in. Scream, though, takes Crims. That's one facet gone, and Sixers turned this around once more. So we could look toward double overtime as JW goes back to the bomb with 26. It's Dennis that has to find space and an opening, and he's quite open on top of the green train. As soon as the rotation comes in from, Happy, he's a sitting duck. But Happy's not elected to go in just yet. Dennis is waiting for it, but he's not sure where to look first. Doesn't even matter. Happy's got it. We start all over.
We do, indeed.
I think we could do that a lot today.
Yep. Like we said, pretty par for the course. 2-1 lends itself
I feel really close to you this event.
What, like emotionally?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's what you mean.
I had some R&R, so I'm back in the game.
Yeah, you seem happier after you got in your little car, had a little drive around.
That thing's unreal.
Yeah.
That thing is unreal. That is the best car I've ever driven in my life. That thing's insane.
Well, there we go. We do it all over again. It stays with train. The sides stay the same, I believe, as well. So we'll have EnVyUs there on the CT side. Good job from both sides. Fnatic winning the first round there of their T-half. He thought they were going to run away with it, but EnVyUs managed to recalculate. Double AWP setup seemed to not being too strong in the first gun round for the CTs. They seem to be throwing that away. Then just into the single AWP setup, that's when they get back into it. Like we said, the economy, bit of an issue on the CT side. So you could be very careful when you make the decision to get that double AWP out. So
rather than reset the score to keep it simple and just say first to 4, again, we just start at zeros, we're just continuing the overtime process. So it's first to 7 now as the scoreboard, and obviously the config continues through. So they'll keep it as 3-3 down here, and that'll update. So first to 7 will win now.
Okay, good to know. Well, the commissioner has spoken. The rules are final.
It's true.
Don't try and question him.
Don't double check it this time.
Don't double check anything. Matt's worked it all out. So the server's just reloading right now. And like we saw, overtime is always really weird for me. Like normally it's at the Hail Mary moment when you're in overtime. You're trying to completely change what you've been doing throughout the game. You're trying to throw some wild cards in there. So you're normally doing lots of fast rushes or crazy fakes and trying to show strategies you've already shown. When it's this sort of format, when it's like these guys haven't played on train in this tournament, it kind of goes back to default gun rounds. It's got a slower pace. They know how much on the line. They want to take those crazy risks by doing those kind of rushes and stuff.
Yep.
That's why we saw quite default stuff. Fnatic, Olofmeister trying to work towards Ivy time and time again. Didn't really get that much success there. He was trying to get the pick, trying to show presence, but you could see EnVyUs weren't taking the bait whatsoever. I'd prefer them to group up and trying to stop those fakes with one player. It doesn't seem to be bringing them that much fortune.
No, no, not at all. And the problem is as well, I think the B side op is great in situational rotations, but when you're posted up to hold a choke point, it's so easy to flash off and move.
Yeah.
It's better, I find, when you actually play a passive angle and allow them to walk in. Like we saw Olaf do in round 2, I think it was, where he's sitting to watch upper and I'll let them walk forward, whereas when he was sitting on top of the spool, he was flashed and smoked off, etc. If you get to the corner, obviously, it's a little different.
Well, we'll see.
Analysis with Matt.
So do we knife round again? Because they are going to be getting back into it. It says live on my screen at least, but there's actually only...
We do not. We just continue on. That's why we don't start at zeros again. It's just continued process. So flip, 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 flip. Actually, sorry, you would stay where we were because it's a double.
Yeah, EnVyUs on the CT side.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we stay where we are. Okay then, here we go. Double AWP setup. They're going with it once more. Happy and Sixer. Everything's been reset. So I think we'll just go by the scoreboard in here, Matt. It's going to be 1 and a 6. So forget about the 7 thing. It's going to be exactly the same as it was before. Double AWPs, CT side, single AWP for JW. Very good in this map. Rambu's coming in once again. We'll see if they can pull it off. Nailed it. Dennis gets the first shot. Takes down Scream. 5 and 4, very early on in the round as well. So that's one of the key players for EnVyUs going down. Crims this time towards Ivy. Not off. Sixer though. Primed and ready to take the first shot.
Sixer hears them coming in. Swings wide. Gets a shot that JW gets back through the smoke impressively. And it's up to XMS. Up a ladder, down a hatch as he goes around to try and find exactly where Flush has gone, but doesn't really have a realization at all as he gets shot in the back. And it's Fnatic that seemed to strike first this time. It was Envy last time with a quite nifty strategy, remember. Fnatic with Crims holding off RPK should confirm the round and should go 4-3 in their favor.
Happy now. Doesn't really have much of a shout here. Has got the kit. Just to note as well, CTs will very rarely buy head armor in these sort of overtime scenarios. Like we said, money certainly a bit of an issue, but it doesn't look like he'll be going for this one. Might as well save the AWP, keep the money strong for the next round. You can drop that over to Sixer, who is their primary AWP now. It was known to be a really strong rifler when this EnVyUs project replaced Devil with that player, and he was actually looking great, and now he's onto the main AWP responsibility, which he's not a stranger to. He's doing that at 1.6 a lot and happy doing some good work here. It's not really a big factor. The T's going to have fine money regardless of this 10k sort of format. JW saves his AWP, so Happy does go down eventually. So that's actually really key for Fnatic here. There's fighting him, sure, they lose a couple of players, but they limit the CT money. Double AWP, certainly not an option for the CTs now. And if they lose this round, they will be on an eco, well, not an eco, forced by obviously for round number 3. So Fnatic kicking it off in style here. Headshots across the board, focusing on that Ivy area as well. 6 are overwhelmed. We get to round number 2. Fast play from Olofmeister. Gets to his actual name position.
Gets into exactly that, the position that he can capitalize on sandwich. Dennis is still waiting at aim ended for Olaf to find an opening. He's going to have to. Certainly going to have to. As now sets for a smoke that should go down toward Hell and Ivy. Block off room for Olaf. He's going to go on his own. Scream's going to spot him directly above. We can see it through the X-ray. Scream just fired down and took his head off. So EnVy could get one of their own immediately.
Indeed, 5-3. 2-1. Could come back to haunt us once again. Fnatic now with a lot to do here. Less than a minute remaining now. Just don't have to overcommit, but Dennis finding some room to work with here. It's a headshot on Sixer as well. Molotov's being deployed. This will be the final commitment from Fnatic here. Could go back towards Popdog if they desire, but for now, trying to find the next frag. It's XMS to pick it up though. Flusher goes down. 4-on-2 now. Bomb yet to be planted, and Scream coming in for the backstab. This is a perfect flank if he can time it well.
Good shot on Dennis. Swinging in behind. Crims knows he's there, but can't do anything of it. Scream's got a great round on his hands. 3 kills for him in total. And we get knotted up once more, so 4-4.
Indeed. So EnVyUs, we see that was a must-win round. If you lose that one as the CT side, you're going to be going into just pistols and UMPs for the final one. So great work. Scream, like you said, amazing round as well. Great flank there. Nice awareness. Perfect aim as usual. Good stuff by him. 1-1. Final round of the first half here. Of double overtime, or double tiebreaker, I'm not really sure. We kind of made these terms up last time, we've got them all. But round number 3, so we're focusing towards inside. That's what the bomb is for now. JW with the AWP as well. Nade goes in towards the back of the first train. Doesn't actually land any damage just yet. Very default round for Fnatic overall. Still have the nades, of course. JW trying to work that first pick. Bomb on the back of Flusher. Flies towards inside, and JW surely will be falling back. Just takes a nade to the face instead.
JW trying to work his way in toward lower. Scream, meanwhile, will hold off bottom Pop Dog as Crims sits at the top of the ladder. He could come under fire, and he's also got a friend. He's got someone else up close to help him as XMS is going to be there. So even if he loses one, Scream, XMS should trade. Does. Works out perfectly for EnVyUs. However, they lose Happy elsewhere. RPK should make up for that. EnVy could be the one to find themselves a foot forward in this particular overtime tiebreak situation. Fine from Dennis onto XMS.
Yeah, that's the defining kill of the round right there. EnVyUs now left in a really difficult position. It's the final round, the first half of overtime here. RPK in a 2 versus 1. Luckily, Dennis was dinked. He's got something to work with here. Bomb yet to be planted as well. We'll see whether RPK can find any room to move with her. The M4A4 gives a position away by firing a few bullets there, and that might funnel them towards inside. One player waiting outside. That will be Olofmeister trying to find RPK here. 14 seconds remaining as well. Bomb planted in her. And I think that seals the fate for RPK. It does. Okay, I thought he was about to sneak by. Doesn't happen. Olofmeister finds the frag there. And it's going to be 2-1 on the T side. That might just do it now for Fnatic.
Let's see if it does or does not. Pull the round back in an impressive fashion. They had the same lead at the end of the first half in reverse when they were on the CT side, so you'd think that maybe this is their chance.
Yeah, absolutely. So they go on to quote-unquote easier side now, the more favorable side, I guess is a better way to put it. And they will be going for the double orb setup as well. Olofmeister and JW this time, orb for 6 on the T side, 4 AKs of course, and then M4s on the CT side. Here we go. 1 round will find match point for Fnatic. 2 gets in the win. EnVyUs still can win this half 3-0 and take it, but I'm sensing another overtime is possible. See whether EnVyUs can find this first round, just like Fnatic did. JW waiting for the run boost once again. Both teams trying this. Doesn't take the bait in terms of the shot.
JW with a nade through. Sixer's going to jump up as well. HP left in the corner for XMS. Excuse me, not for XMS, for RPK rather. XMS has none because JW hits the shot at him directly. Molotov'd off. They're going to continue to push down Ivy. He'll relocate inside of the site, though doesn't need to get too close or get caught off in an untradeable position. They just have to maintain at this point. Fnatic find themselves on map point. Scream. He's looking alive in overtime. Good shot on Olaf as well, as Crims is tight to the angle and Hitch. But it's going to be EnVyUs that pull this back, and it's all on to Flush Up. He's trying to rotate around from ladder to get in position. Bomb going to be planted safe side of train. They know they've cleared the back alley, so rightfully so, they plant in that position. They've already spotted him.
Great shot, Seven Scream, I have to say. Living up to his name of the one-tap king. Good job there as he comes out of the side alley after losing the first frag as well. It looked like Fnatic would be picking that one up. I'm sure it's with the replay of his couple of frags here. Nice shot there. Perfect stuff to hit on Dennis as well. That was so nice. From Scream, brings it back to the round. Couldn't find the third, but the job had been done. And now we're going to round number 5. JW with the shotgun here. Had enough for a rifle for sure, but opting for the Max 7. It's going to be round number 5. And like I said, if EnVyUs pick up that first T round, double or overtime, or triple I should say, very possible. Olaf Meister baiting in, JW now behind the server. Another default round here. Both teams focusing quite heavily on the Ivy area at the start of the round. 3 there to start. Run boost coming in, trying to bait out the shot from Olaf Meister here. Run boost can fail. It's quite rare for an AWPer to try and commit to that shot, but this is JW trying to take him down. He gets 1 kill, but EnVyUs striking back with 2 of their own. It's going to be the 4-on-3 now. Pressure applied to Fnatic.
XMS gets in position. Dennis. Good find. We'll take down XMS. He's going to look above. Sees Sixer, but Sixer gets him with a Tech 9, and EnVyUs going to pick up their 3rd round. Getting one away. They've got map point first.
Money's in the bin.
Yep, they could take this. That's impressive because then Fnatic have to go against SK and could be knocked.
That's right. So just to reiterate, whoever loses this game goes against SK, right? That's correct? No? Commissioner?
Winner stays in. But the way the round robin format works, they would have to play SK with 1 loss is where I was getting.
Okay.
So
right. This is why I don't get involved.
It's fine. I did say that in a way that made it sound like it was coming up with immediate effect. Immediately, it would be the winner of this. So.
That's what I mean. Let's stick with immediate.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Let's do that.
Confuse you, Henry?
Let's do that.
Well, kiss from now on. Keep it simple, stupid.
No more kissing.
Good point. You got to pay us 10 grand every time. Olaf takes down RPK. Happy's going to continue to push back in toward the site to try and compensate for this because without weapons, we're not going to lead. They need to trade this and keep this even and not let it get out of hand. Happy can't do much trying to spray through the wooden board as we saw them jumping away.
Well, Fnatic, like we always say, the master of these sort of rounds, CZ seems to be their forte, and it's Olaf Meister to find the first shot. Picks up an AK-47 as well, 5-4 now. EnVyUs looking to get the 3-0 here on the T side. Might not happen, though, as they pick up another rifle. It's going to be Happy looking towards inside, known to try and take attention away on other sides of the maps while his teammates get ready towards outside, it seems. He's actually all the way towards the end of upper ramp. Michael for his teammates to come in. They know they've got such a huge advantage here. They've seen the CZ. They know there'll be a lack of utility, maybe no kits. No AWPs suddenly available for Fnatic here. As we are in the final round, 45 seconds remaining. They will be ending up towards inside from what we can see so far. And defending that, it's going to be Olaf Meister and Flusher. The former with an AK-47, Flusher with the CZ.
So down. XMS with flash in front. Just going to continue on despite taking damage. It's Olaf that gathers him up inside of the site. We could be going to another set of overtimes. It's just Scream. They're going to knife it. Okay. Don't count your chickens before they hatch with that knife. Looks like we start again. He's going to get a bomb plant. 14 HP Scream. He's got definitely going down now. Yeah, no chance he gets the gun out in time. So thank you, analysts, for coming to the desk. Perhaps next time just stay sitting until it's over so you don't jinx it. And we will go back to 0s, or I guess rather continue on at 6s. So now we get to the first to 10.
No, I think this resets every time.
No, on the scoreboard at the top it does, but they were keeping it locked at the bottom.
But it's a full reset regardless, right?
Listen, I'm the commissioner here, Hank.
So
just play along.
You're confusing it again.
See? Okay, look, they did go back to 3-3. That's what they said they weren't. I'm so sick.
See?
Production, that's twice.
I'm just saying, let's keep it simple. It resets every time. We'll just keep track of how many we've done. That's 2 now. We're going into 3rd to do it all over again. Hopefully this one's a quick restart. I think we've got the config sorted now. Everyone's on the server. No restarts really required. Let's just get back into it. And you can see them buying up. We might just be going straight in. We are. We're getting into it now. It's going to be an auto shocker for JW. Can you believe that? On train? All right. The guys were saying on the analyst desk earlier, they saw him recently in a game lighting it up towards Ivy with this particular weapon. There was a clip on Reddit last week of him using it. And that's actually kind of cool. Doing this, so he pushed in and we get aggressive kills.
XMS. Trying to hold off his scream. Sixer's going to jump his way down instead to try and find the opening as Olaf goes back up. Flush has got RPK. Fnatic looking to start this one off in better form. See, it did stay at 3s this time, Hank.
It did, yeah.
So
just to keep it interesting.
They're just messing around every time.
Yeah.
They're just keeping it hard on the old commissioner over here.
That's how he likes it.
You know, getting old. Getting soft in my ears. XMS takes down Flusha. Sixer's going to climb back up, try and fire in before they run away, but either way, bomb's going to be planted inside of the Beast site if they can get up there and get it in time. Finally, they do. And that's why I think they considered it might be going back over to A, because there hasn't been a bomb plant just yet. They'll now confirm that there is, and JW lurking with the shotgun. Sixer doesn't even see him through the flames, takes a massive amount of damage, but it does give them time to set for his entry. And it's Dennis. It doesn't matter. It's going to take Sixer. It's all to XMS. He's the high roller in this situation. He's got one. Looks back. Somehow hits Crims. Good time for him to come alive. He's been quiet for most of these little rounds that we've had. Is Happy's going to get JW. They've given themselves a chance as Dennis has to go toward the bomb. Taps. Happy's got a face. Confirms he's not on it. Dink as well, and he's gotten punched off. Happy's going to win it. Envy goes 4.
That's when aim punch can become a factor in that map, because if you don't have the head armor, so you get dinks through the wall, aim punch is still a thing. So it's still a bit of a risk not to have it. It obviously saves money. But JW there, if he has a rifle, they probably win that round, right? Because as soon as he doesn't get that kill on lower ramp, he's useless at that point. The T's already pushed down the back. It's an open plant. He can't do anything. So he's there. He's got an auto shotgun trying to fire it from lower ramp. He's just stored. So he's completely out of that round. That's why I don't like this auto shotgun buy on a map like Train. Like other maps like Cobblestone and Nuke, for example, it has its place, I think. But a map like Train, I'm not so sure. You have to basically win every duel you take at the close range. If it doesn't go well, you have to retake the other side of the map. You're just dumped for it. That's why I really don't like it on Train. But we'll see whether he can get into it. EnVyUs finding the 1-0 here. Round number 2. No orbs on the CD side. That's so strange. No orb at all. Okay.
Yeah. No op, but a shotgun. Next best thing, right? You can only have some specialty weapons.
Let's keep buying shotguns.
Quota. It's the alligator. It looks kind of like an alligator on the HUD. In case you were wondering.
I've heard that plenty of times.
I know, but wasn't talking to you, Hank. It's not all about you. We've got
it is all about me.
X amount of viewers today. Millions.
The millions watching
around the world.
Yeah, and the thousands in the studio.
In the air. Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, see, our producer learned something.
Yeah.
I wonder if he learned how the tiebreak system works and that SK is not out. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think anyone
Thanks, dude.
Yeah. Well, here we go. 30 seconds remaining. EnVyUs now committing. This is where the shotgun needs to step up, and it's not going to. JW had this hit in the corner. Olaf Meister gets a frag in return, though. Oh, nice work from RPK and XMS. The tag team duo doing some work on the outside. Bob's here, 4-on-2. Looks like the round is Olaf Meister left in the 3 versus 1. Open hand, can't do anything about it.
5-3. This is the best lead we've had yet to find a map point. So they'll get 2 chances at it rather than just the one that we've had.
Oh, the money's bleak as well.
Bleak?
Yeah.
I like it.
So, CZs, UMPs, they managed to do this before, Fnatic. Have to do it once again. EnVyUs looking to make it to the next round of the Tiebreaker Cup, we're going to call it.
Tiebreak Cup.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's a battle royale. Again, EnVyUs. What have you got? Olaf Meister, blind, taken down. RPK, from what I've heard, has been very good this tournament. Continuing that good form here. Round number 3. Looking to get the 3-0 on the T side. That should be a lock-in for a victory. 3-0 on the T side, moving over to CT, that should be it. But you never know. I think we had this in that Astralis phase game as well. And it kept happening. We thought, okay, that's definitely it now. Then it does the exact same on the other side.
So Dennis waiting if anyone's going to drop down in Pop Dog, and Happy sitting above it, thinking about it. They'll walk by for now. Happy watching the flank as always. Must have heard the pin there because he actually looked back to the right, even though it was thrown above and there was no bounce. So
Flusher by himself in towards the inside side. CZ is all he's got. With Incendiary drop though, whiffs it but gets taken down. I don't think it would have made a difference.
You say whiff, but look at how much spreads further. Yeah. So he goes down, but it doesn't significant amount of damage.
But he would have like delayed a couple of them coming through, right? That would be the difference maybe. But either way.
He's got it. I think EnVyUs have just done it. They'll take the first win. They'll go straight against for the immediate people who can't play along with scorelines.
It's 3-0, right? They haven't won yet.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Good Lord, Commissioner. Keep up, mate.
All right, listen.
I saved you, though. I was going to think, should I just let him just kill himself?
No, don't do that. We need me. We need me. We've got to keep the yellow cards in line. I'm going to give myself one for that one.
Yeah, okay.
Yellow card. It's getting confusing. It's.
I know.
I would say it's getting late in the day, but it's not really. It's only 1 o'clock, 1:30. Listen.
In the UK, it's almost 10 o'clock.
There you go.
There you go. That's the time zone I'm on, at least. What's your excuse?
Lots.
Yeah.
So we will go to the double up for EnVyUs as a complete contrast. If Fnatic pull this back and we do it again, I'm going to be very surprised. So I'm going to stick with my, we'll call it a prediction at this point.
Okay.
That EnVyUs are going to go against SK immediately.
Okay.
They even played the music as if it was over because I got them so excited.
You did.
I'm getting everyone confused at home today.
You really are. Well, here we go then. One round will do it for EnVyUs on the CT side. It's a CT-sided map, but a fast play from Fnatic here, looking for some close-range headshots. Actually made it to the bomb plane undetected so far. EnVyUs to fight back right now.
Decent from Scream. Dennis and JW go down. It's Olaf that's going to try and find his way through. Smoke bomb is dropped. Hang on. Don't come to the desk just yet. He's still alive, and it's Olaf. I think it's 2015. Here we go. Starts with 1. Low HP above. He's got 2. And Olaf looking to try and pull it back. He's got a flash in his way. He's got 1 on either side of him. 6 are getting closer on Sandwich. Could potentially try and peek knowing that the Molotov was thrown out, but Olaf's bought himself some space. The problem is bomb down in the site. He's got a minute to try and get there. And Happy very smartly is going to rotate around toward Pop Dog to be sure of watching the bomb if he comes through A main.
Olaf Meister now. The team's fate in his hands. EnVyUs need to find 1 more kill, and they win this tiebreaker, opening tiebreaker match, I guess, the Battle Royale. It's going to be Happy and Sixer, both on AWPs. Presumably, Crossfire set up by the bomb. Happy, that's an interesting position, but he manages to nail it, takes him down, and there it is. EnVyUs do take down Fnatic.
Look at him. Just keels over backwards. EnVyUs will go against SK immediately. If SK beat them, they go 1-1, and then there's a chance Fnatic can pull it themselves back in, and everyone sits at 1-1. If EnVyUs win that, they go straight through, and then if Fnatic lose to SK, they're out. So it's win 2, you're through. Win 2, lose 2, you're out.
Confirmed, double-checked?
No.
No, maybe we should let the people know what's going on.
Well, we've got other people. They'll talk instead.
Yes, we will. Thanks, Matt. Welcome back. Yeah, that was so. I mean, it's EnVy who takes it. They just should be grinding these out, don't they? I mean, they just don't seem to have any quit.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't see a lot of them on the stream because I don't think anyone expected them. Well, I definitely didn't expect them to perform this well. And they've shut me up. They've done fantastic. They just took Fnatic out with, I guess, in the second overtime, relative ease. In the first one, as expected, saw those double orbs come out. It was
3 overtimes.
Was it 3 overtimes?
I tried to tell you that back there. I wasn't going to correct you on the desk, but then I decided to.
Oh, okay.
It's all right.
But you got into a bit of a wrinkle there.
Yeah. Speaking of wrinkles.
Bring it back. It all comes
back to you in the studio.
Back to me in the studio. Yeah, so Fnatic's going to drop down. I mean, so it's going to be EnVy playing SK is going to be what's coming next. So we're just hanging out here for a little bit while SK joins the server, and it's going to be Train again.
Yeah, it was very interesting to see how things develop, right? We were talking in the pre-tiebreaker segment that you're not probably going to see a lot of fast executes from the Ts, and that was the case. We just saw slow, methodical play style. You wait for the CTs to kind of spend some of their utility, and then you go for the bomb side take. It makes it a lot easier that way. And JW maybe didn't pick the best time to really force that auto shotgun all the time. I think that's where you see how it's really bad. It's also very questionable for him from the beginning because he plays Ivy, and unless he goes super close and people come Ivy, what happens when they go for a mid-ladder split, right? He has long-range battles with the auto shotgun. In that round, he was on the flank, couldn't do anything. Long range with the auto shotgun. Just like, it's very, very like gimmicky in my opinion.
Yeah, that round was a 4v3 as well, right? And they had full inside control, hadn't planted the bomb, so Fnatic rotated really passively back into city spawn and Connector expecting it to be outside. And then when they come back, JW can't do anything on the flank, puts a couple of bullets in a player, gets him low, but at that point, that guy got taken down by one of his teammates, and he had to take a long-range duel against XMS, gets wrecked, and that's basically it.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we talked about. The shotgun, just pretty cool situationally. We've seen some good things out of it, but overall, the negatives are just far outweighing it as a consistent purchase in a game.
It shouldn't be your go-to weapon of choice.
Especially in overtime.
Yeah.
Especially on train.
Yeah, there's that as well. I think what's kind of cool that we're getting to see in this, though, is, you know, a lot of talk has been how effective it is playing in ladder room as the defense on train. So we're getting to see a lot of different ways that teams are trying to get an advantage as the terrorists trying to take the ladder room in the mid-round.
Actually, great point, Jason, because when you tweeted that out, I you know, slided in and I said,
you
like,
did slide in.
I think that's the most powerful setup, playing 2 ladder, 1 Ivy, and that way you can also play 2B. So you're, pretty much your defense is strong almost everywhere except for Ivy, which is like you have time to rotate and help that guy. And then Fallen came into that discussion and said, just wait, like
we have some tricks.
That's going to change. And now we get to see them in gun rounds on trains, so maybe we'll see their approach.
Apparently NIP has a cool trick as well to take ladder room. We don't get to see that here this week.
Which ladder room? Like a ladder room
in
some random building somewhere? Oh, in CS.
Ha!
Wah,
Edgy.
wah.
I didn't really think that EnVyUs were playing up in that ladder room a lot, so we might not see it against SK versus EnVyUs, but we might see it when we get SK versus Fnatic, right?
Surely if there's a time to break it out, though. I mean, is that something you try and keep hidden or something for the major? Is that a big enough trick that you might?
I think the major's still too far away, right?
Okay.
The meta's going to change a lot between then, all the little tweaks that they have in their gameplay. There's plenty of time to come up with new ones. I don't think you should ever be keeping anything in your back pocket, especially if you're at a tournament you want to win. So
fair play. That's nice and succinct.
Also a lot of prize money at this tournament.
Yeah, there is. There is.
You hate to see it go to someone else.
And prestige.
And prestige.
Yeah, we don't play for the money, we play for the passion.
That's cute. Yeah.
And do you get paid?
So, yeah, we're just waiting on SK to join the server. We're going to have them coming up on train. And yeah, I think Matt and Henry described it pretty well. It's 2 wins and you're through, 2 losses and you're kind of out.
Henry just learned that it's train every time. So he's really excited to train again. Yeah. So I just heard how surprised he was it was train again. Yes, everybody playing at home. They only play train throughout this tiebreak.
Yeah, so the veto process, I think Yanko outlined it, is every team banned 2 maps, and the remaining map just gets played repeatedly between the 3 teams until someone's eliminated. So
precisely.
So lots of fun to be had.
Do you want to, let's get stuck into more train talk, I suppose, and different ways that you can approach the map if we have time.
Yeah, go for it, Chad. Do you got something in mind, or you just want to, were you posing the question to us?
No, I was just thinking maybe we could look into the ways that the Ts can break out into that yard relatively quickly, right? We know that there's going to be the early utility used inside. Either a smoke or a Molotov is pretty usual, you know, to get that control. You know, like players like Taz use that smoke play behind it. In overtime, you probably don't want to risk that as the inside player. You just hold on to utility, wait a little bit longer. Outside, Molotovs and smoke on team mid is pretty standard, and getting players up into ladder room, very standard. And then Ivy just having someone as the caretaker. If you're at the Ts, maybe try something super aggressive over towards Ivy early and pull some rotators back, take control of that, see if you can sneak around and get something done there. But it's a Hail Mary to do a hard outside strategy. I'm just trying to rack my brain if there's any way they can do it. Maybe do like a 2-prong thing, catch them in a weird timing where you throw the outside execute smokes, wait for them to be almost fading, throw a second set, and then hopefully, you know, catch them off guard.
Yeah, we'll have to see if that comes to play. We're going to find out right now. It is going to be Envy taking on SK on train in the tiebreakers. Matt and Henry, take it away.
Got some info here. It says Fur is absolutely destroying so far. 71 and 34 KD, Fallen 56-27. This is all yesterday. You know what else it said? They didn't lose a single T side. Now they find themselves in a tiebreaker, having lost 16-13 and something else ridiculous.
Well, here we are. All roads lead here. EnVyUs versus SK Gaming. And it's going to be, like we said, train for those who are not aware. I'm aware, obviously. I know exactly what's going on. Train throughout in all of these tiebreaker encounters. So we get to see this over and over and over again.
It's good that you we've only done this once before.
Yeah.
And it was train then as well.
But the thing is with train, that's why it's such a weird method of coming, because it's so common these overtimes keep going because the CT-sided is a really CT-sided map, right? But here we go. SK once heralded one of the best CT sides on this map, probably still up there, but not as strong as they used to be since the addition of Phelps, I would say. So let's get into it, shall we? SK versus EnVyUs here. They'll be on the T side, the Brazilians. AWP Fallen, of course, and double AWP once again for EnVyUs. Great then against Fnatic. Let's see if they can continue to form. Get into it. Blind takes down Scream.
Ooh, all right, XMS walks in next. Completely pre-fired, and somehow, even despite that it was halfway through the magazine, they decided to walk in and give him the kills. Phelps has gone down, so it's only a one-man advantage. Flashes go back out. Sixers going to rotate. We've got a fast first round. I imagine the pace will slow, as has been the case in these tiebreakers. It always starts with speed. They've actually given one away as Fur gets a little bit overzealous, wrapping in from Hitch. RPK is able to find him, but then Fallen gets the information and is able to take him off the map immediately after.
A good smoke towards Connector as well. Happy has to go back through CT spawn. Bomb will be planted. Man advantage towards SK Gaming. Double AWP set up to try and retake this site. This is a nightmare. Sixer and Happy now. This is when the double AWPs can come back and bite you because you've got 3 terrorists to find, a bomb to defuse as well, and only 1 smoke to do it with. Let's see what they can do here.
It's cold, the bigs down Sixer. Remember, if EnVyUs win this, they're through. They'll win 2. Have beaten both teams in the tiebreaker. And Happy, even though it's 10K overtime money, is going to try and save the AWP. So SK will take the first round.
Looking that way indeed. Happy would be wise to try and save the AWP at this point. He does do it. Is he trying to salvage some utility off the floor? It's not really worth him taking anyone down. The T-side doesn't really matter if they drop. But regardless, SK Gaming, it was further who got fully flashed that first shot. This is appreciate this. Gets away with that one. The second one, you're right, was absolutely nuts. Takes an XMS. Oh, and the nice slow splatter noise, Matt, there. You like that?
Little dark, Henry.
Yeah.
A little morbid.
So you hear his cranium cave in.
All right, let's...
How
much further are you going to go with that one?
You know, I like to paint a picture for people at home.
Eat it later.
If you're listening on the wireless.
Yeah. Taco over toward B is leading the charge. He's the only one thus far to go anywhere near the brown hulls. For SK, shoulder bait out. Happy misses the shot, has to fall back inside of the site. At least they confirm there's an AWP in that position. 1 of 2.
SK, great start here. Still with double AWP set up there after Happy saved his AWP in the previous round. Sixer, of course, in the second one. There it is. He gets the first shot. Looking a little bit more aggressive now towards main. That's Fur, who was key in the previous round. He's taken down 5 and 4 in favor of the CT side. In terms of grenades, we still have the smokes available for the terrorist side. Bomb down in T-spawn. We've got Taco watching towards inside. And it looks like a frag for Cold Zero there. Takes down Scream. And they had the 5 on 4 there. They didn't necessarily have to go for that. You want to keep it in terms of trade potential for the CT side. Hold the crossfires and allow your teammates to get the refrags coming in. But Sixer, he finds his second frag of the round. Once again, that main entrance looking very good indeed today.
Sixer's just going to wait for that angle. It's a tight one. Tweet like a Twiga, but he can snap it over quite quickly. Take down Phelps. Pistol throw because he knows there's one more there. He's trying to bait it out because he knows he's got 2 angles to watch. Unfortunately, the pre-fire gives him up as Sixer walks around the corner. XMS is the next in line for Fallen on his AWP. They've pulled this round back from a 4 versus 2 to now Fallen versus 2. He's done well. AK picked up. He's done even better than that. He's got it into a winnable situation. 15 seconds. He's just going to hold this. Happy's going to have to be the one to make the move. Fallen doesn't know which way to check is the problem, so it's a flash over. Jumps up. I don't think he did, but what he was looking at was the right side, so he wouldn't have seen him on the left, but he confirmed that he could go this way and stay safe and stay alive. His eyes weren't focused on the left to spot his opponent, but he's seen the gun barrel jumping up. How does Happy hit that? That is impressive, and he's going to pick up the round. We're going to go 1-1.
Moment of silence with that shot from Happy. Shoots from the floor as well. That was kind of sick, wasn't it? He had no idea to fall into that close. Taps the bomb, jumps up, and hits, I think was a no-scope. Could have been a quid scope. Didn't quite catch it, but very, very impressive shot. And he manages to find a much-needed round there from EnVyUs. After having the double AWP set up in that previous round again, you could see how bad the money is after winning the round. They've got Famouses, CZs, and it's still the double AWP short. But we'll see whether they can hold on here and manage to get the 2-1 on the T side, the CT side. Double AWPs for Fallen and Cold Zero. Towards main entrance for now. The bomb T-spawn is holding for any sort of CT aggression. XMS and RPK limited in their firepower.
Could have been a 2-0 game for SK. That said, the round shouldn't have gone that far in general from a 4 versus 2 in favor of EnVyUs, so Happy really just bailed them out. Sixer Starts it off again for Envy with the opening pick. Flash in toward lower pop dog. Apparently there's an upper and lower pop dog now.
Yeah, kind of makes sense. This is really upper pop dog.
Cold's going to have problems if he tries to get down there. They've got the trade position set up again. Scream next time as we saw this in the last overtimes. How does he get away from that Scream?
Wants some more.
Would have had his vision, and then he goes back down. They'll go in twice, and that's going to cost them. There's no need for that. No need at all, Taco. As Sixer ticks fallen, it's going to be 2-1 for EnVyUs at the end of this half.
That was sloppy from coldzera. He hasn't had the best tournament so far, and I'm not sure after getting away with that one and saying, okay, well, I've got an AWP here. He's waiting for me. I've got out of this situation. He jumps down for more. Why don't your AK teammates there? Why not let him go first and you can at least try and pick up the pieces? Doesn't go for it. 5-on-1 now. EnVyUs, man. Let's be real. A team when this was announced is that the scraps left over the G2 formation, right? No one really thought this team could do much here. In this tournament, they've proven as they can. Today especially, had some tremendous results here. Looking like a solid team. Just taking out Fnatic here in the tiebreakers as well. Some nice shots there from Scream. 2-1 in favour of EnVyUs, but it is on the CT side. That's what we've come to expect here. Pretty standard scoreline. SK, as long as you get one round on the CT side, you're fine. They kick things off in an emphatic fashion with that fast outside play and got the first round, but EnVyUs turned it on going forward. We'll switch the sides. Obviously, it'll be EnVyUs now on the T side, looking to buy for SK. Fallen and Taco this time. So like we said, it's normally been known for Fallen and coldzera to be that double team AWP duo, but Taco now is chiming in depending on the map. Cobblestone primarily, we've seen it mostly used, and now Train as well. coldzera should be flashed in here by the looks of things.
Fallen just waiting. XMS is setting to try and get out toward Ivy. The flash mistimed means he can't go as far as he would have liked. coldzera holding air, according to the graphic.
That's what he needs.
No gun. Okay, there it is. Magic. Just appears when he needs it. Fallen gets the shot on XMS. Trades back, thankfully. For the sake of SK. Not to mention as well, just not only does EnVyUs go out of groups if they win this, they go out second in groups, so they cross over to play. They play number 3 from the other side, though, not number 2 on their side of the bracket. That means they would get away as well from G2. Phelps downed by Scream.
He's looking good today.
He got a kill beforehand, but it's Fur now that needs to be clutch to try and pull this back. Even more clutch needs to be Taco, 1 versus 3. And this is the first half of our first round, excuse me, our second half of overtime. So the AWP might be worth saving in this case. We saw Happy try and do it in the first overtime.
Well, this is match point for EnVyUs.
It will be when they win this, yep.
Yeah, this is nuts. Good job against SK Gaming as well. Let's just, if anyone's just joining this tournament today, for example. So, SK Gaming, day 1, go 3-0. Some of the best CS we've seen them play in recent months, right? They didn't drop a single T round. I think that's got to be some sort of record in a group stage set of scenario. That's nuts in a top tier tournament. They looked amazing. And then today, dropping off dramatically, losing both of their games, and here they are against EnVyUs. And match point here on Train, which is 1 point SK's absolute best map. And no one can touch them, especially on the CT side as well. I still think we'll go to another set of overtime. Like, that's a bit of an anomaly. They don't run away with things on the CT side. We'll see what happens here. 3-1. One more round for EnVyUs will do it. Double AWP set up for the CT side still. Fallen attacker, like I said. Okay. Just bang in. Control of the upper platform. So we have got a player waiting for him. That's Fur.
Good shot from RPK to take down Fur, though. So they've got some access now to the upper halls.
Well, this is a dream scenario now, right? It's the beginning of the round. You've got 5 players alive with strong HP as well, the 5-on-4, and you know the CT's going to have AWPs around as well. You do a full execution at this point, you've got a huge chance of winning it. Match point, pressure applied to the CTs, waiting for a reaction, plenty of time to do it as well. The reactions come in. Fallen's pushed out of Ivy, we can just jump to him. You'll see he's got full control of that position, so that's fine. And now the CTs can concentrate towards inside, so the brawl becomes towards this area. It will be a full execution towards inner. Scream to lead the charge, what we can see right now. They'll drop their smokes, their Molotovs. They've lost track of the other side of the map as well, so I'd say they need to execute pretty imminently if they're going to have a chance to actually overwhelm the CTs here. not have a risk of a backstab coming in. And Sixer with the AWP as well. The smokes will go in momentarily, and we'll see whether they can actually pull this one off and find themselves in the playoff. EnVyUs, 1 round is all that's required.
Shot Taco. Cold can't answer. He's been struggling.
He
continues to do so. You'd expect him to win those duels as Taco opens his angle toward the bombs. There's a double up on the retake. You're right. I was going to say at least one of them, but I didn't look to see if Fallen still had his. He does. He's tagged up slightly on the way through, but Taco's been given a lot of room. As Fallen gets Screamy, he's going to get even more room. Should spot shoulder baited, though. Fires in early. Puts them back toward Fallen, who's not ready for it. And this is starting to fall apart. It looked really good when Taco got up that far. He will at least get it down to a 1v1. Has to tap, but it's another Molotov. He's holding it early, but he doesn't have the health. He does not have the time. He's got to back off of it. If he'd gotten on it even a half second sooner, oh, he has timed it well, but the pistol's there.
That's it. Game over. EnVyUs. Who would have thought they'll be the ones in this tiebreaker battle royale to get the 2-0 against Fnatic and SK Gaming, a team that no one's really that excited about when it was first formed, have turned up in this tournament and looking to maybe take down GT going forward as well. It's quite exciting for them.
Yeah, this is the unexpected heroes of the French shuffle. I mean, XMS has looked good in that particular game. In the second half of the first one, he started to come to life. The first overtime, he was a little quiet. Happy seems to be more involved, I guess, is a way of putting it on his lurk, and Scream's been stepping up. Things are well. Sixer, we've got lots of good things to say about. Lots of good things to say about everyone on that team, I think, in a surprise form. They were overshadowed by G2. They now make it out of the same group. So the 2 French teams make it through. We will decide if it's going to be Fnatic or SK who joins them, but we'll find out after we go over to 3 lovely stooges on the desk.
Yes, thank you, Matthew. I guess. Yeah, and he's going to go through in the 2nd seed. Nicely done from them. And they put it in a nice way. Unexpected. Very, very unexpected.
Yeah, like I said before, I didn't expect them to perform this well, and they did, so props to them. I guess that's all I can say, really. One who impressed me with XMS. Online, he never really stood out as a star player. He was doing some chip damage here, there, and everywhere, but he wasn't like a superstar for the squad. He wasn't like having carry performances in these overtimes. I thought he was relatively impressive. He stood up and had some important frags.
Well, here's a cool. We have a replay of that happy 1v1. So one of the much beleaguered players who faces his share of criticism coming up huge in this overtime tiebreaker. So.
Yeah, that flick in the end looked sick from Fallen's perspective because Fallen outplayed him positionally. Right here, you know, he expects Fallen to be in connector. Fallen picks out left, and that was just an amazing no-scope from Happy. And, you know, in that overtime, it was EnVyUs making all the plays. Even the round that SK won was off of, you know, EnVyUs trying to start off being hyper-aggressive and just getting punished for it.
And this is such a long road for Envy as well, because even Chad, not even necessarily within the confines of this tournament, but the entire regular season as well, going into the last day, having to beat Astralis in 2 maps to get here, is even that was just a tall order in and of itself to even arrive at this tournament.
Yeah, they had like really good bookends to the tournament. They had that massive victory against G2 after the shuffle had first happened, right? And we saw that happen. That was the first time they met. And Scream, while he was still on like trial or testing out the team, if he felt like he was a good fit, just went huge and wrecked G2, and then to finish the season with victory over Astralis was another great win, right? And now to come here and qualify and go even further, make it to the playoffs is definitely, you know, they showed that they should be here and they have what it takes to compete against these big boys.
Any final thoughts on those 2 teams facing off Envy? Envy going through over SK?
Just a great performance from them, completely deserved.
Yeah, so next up, we're all just waiting for SK now to join the server. Or, I mean, excuse me, Fnatic to join the server to play SK. Another overtime matchup that's going to be on Train. What did we see? What were we thinking on this one? Is going to go from what we saw? We're thinking more shotguns from JW. Think he's going to bust those out?
Yeah, sure. Why not? No, give it a crack. Just stick with it, man. We've gone this far now.
Yanko did make the observation that at least he always has full utility when he does that.
Yeah, well, he was able to buy the same gun 3 rounds in a row without any dramas. That's not you can't do that with a lot of weapons, right? You do it with the UMP, I guess. One of the things that I think was interesting, both teams were a little bit more aggressive on their CT sides than EnVyUs, right? Obviously, EnVyUs in that second match, they did some aggro plays, but just like Fur, then we saw him push into the brown walls and push up behind that box, right. Get completely isolated, give away his life, basically, put his team in a 4v5 straight away. Fnatic with some similar stuff, you know, fighting when they maybe shouldn't have. So I think more aggressive or quicker plays might be on the case for the T sides.
Quicker plays, Yanko? Is that even possible with the kind of money situation that they're always going to be going against?
Yeah, it is going to be difficult because the cities obviously have enough money for all of their utility to stop that. But if you really feel like your T side isn't working, that you need to switch something up, then it's possible. But I think SK definitely, because they only played one overtime, they're going to keep their standard style pretty much.
Yeah, will be interesting to see. We'll find out exactly what's going to happen. We're heading over to Hank and Sadakist for this final overtime tiebreaker.
Hank and Sadakist.
Hankatist.
What?
Hankatist.
Hankokist. Hankotist?
Yeah, the K's already there.
Yeah, but where are you getting tist from? There's no
Sadakist.
Kissed, not tist.
Oh, whatever. You got the point.
Hankist. Hankist would be...
Let's move on, shall we?
Yeah, Jason's over there beaking off like a bald eagle that he is.
Beaking off.
Beaking off. Yes.
It's going to be Fnatic versus SK Gaming now. The final of the Battle Royale. SK versus Fnatic.
So there's a great nursery rhyme I was taught in kindergarten to help you remember these situations.
Go on.
2-0, you're good to go. 1-1, you're still not done. But 0-2, that won't do. So that's how it works. That's how you know who's going to make the playoffs.
Well, that's easy to remember.
I never knew that nursery rhyme would get me anywhere in life, but here we are.
Well, valuable life lessons there with Hankakist. No, it's not working.
It's all right. Let's just leave it there. We'll let that rise a bit. Then we'll put it in the oven.
Okay, fair enough. Well, SK, who would have thought they'd be in this scenario? One overtime game away from crashing out of the tournament after getting 3-0, not dropping a single T round in the first day. How the times have changed. It's all gone wrong on day 2. coldzera. If ever there was a time to show up, Matt, this would be it, right? Let's have him have a lights out game. Ronaldo's one of the absolute best players in the world. Very quiet tournament by his standards, at least. And we're looking to see whether he can really deliver something here against Fnatic. Same story for them, of course. They lose this, they are out as well. We're trying to find the final place in the playoffs from Group A right now. SK versus Fnatic. Sounds great on paper.
Sounds fantastic on paper, doesn't it? Especially Fnatic show the better side of the coin that they've dished out this weekend or week. We gotta stop saying weekend. This week, this tournament. That's the word. Double up T side, Henry. coldzera. Is this his way of getting back into form?
Yeah, maybe the rifles is not working out for him. He's gonna say, "Look, give me a chance. I'll prove myself. Sub me in."
Coach want to win? Put Booby in.
All right. What is that?
Booby Miles.
Okay. Oh, him. Booby Miles. Whoever that may be, we don't know. SK, double up setup. Unorthodox, to say the least. T-side, a bit more forgiving in terms of the financial situation. We'll see what happens here. Dennis thinking about pushing in there for deadly in this position. We've seen that before. Flash is good. Confirm do it again. It's the same spray. Does damage, but Crims takes him down.
19 HP he survives on. Phelps will take JW. So we go level. And a head-to-head between two juggernauts. Phelps going in toward Ivy, gets a shot, but comes out worse for wear. It's very neck and neck as Olaf actually does go back for more and wins the exchange. 38 HP remaining for him as Flusha has to fall off the spool. And Cold gets closer. AWP certainly working better.
Neck and neck for now. Bomb will be planted inside. That's Taco falling to defend him as well. And it looks like this will be quite a successful situation. coldzera watching the flanks. Orban inside as well. And then we have got the AK-47 and it's low HP as well. This is looking very good for SK.
Wolf is hard up with the M4. Good peek from Taco, but can't land the shot. Fallen will off the information, and it's Fallen that wins out the round. SK start 1-0.
Great start on the T-side of Train. Double up setup paying dividends, it seems. 2 kills for Eva Orpa. They've fallen and coldzera chiming in. It was, like I said, an unorthodox approach, especially in overtime. A lot of teams do it on Train generally. Like Virtus Pro famously started doing this first, and people were questioning it. They had great success with it a few months ago, and now SK Gaming, 2 frags apiece there. coldzera watching the flanks. Fallen dealing with the action up front as well. So great job there. Double up setup to return, though. The retort from Fnatic is JW, Glass Cannon. Olaf Meister, same story as well. Body armor for him, though. A bit more money. Round 2. This is everything now. Fnatic would have invested absolutely every last dollar into this round. Lose this one, they have pistols into number 3, and that could be a 3-0 for SK game. And let's see what they do here. Standard for now, as you can see in the top left. A straight line formation, waiting for any aggression coming in from the CTs here. Fallen watching towards Ivy. And they'll be holding up. This is a classic. You can see, like, both teams line up each other. That suggests it's a default from either side, right? So the CTs straight on outside. Same story for Ts as well. No one giving anything away. No sort of avant-garde pushes going in at the start. Flusha holding inside, backed up by Olaf Meister with the Orb as well. I would suggest at this point this will be an inside execution. Maybe Fur holding main and going for the backstab or stopping the rotations.
So 4 AWPs, 6 rifles, one of which is an M4A1S. The other 2, the birth modified versions.
So baiting the inside take right now. Smoke's deployed, flashes in as well. Force a rotation or at least keep 2 inside. Comes out the Dennis, can't hit the shot. Fur takes him down.
Quite snappy from Fur. Crims waits along the bomb train for them to get closer. Olaf smoked off, can't find the angle on the AWP. He's just going to hold to make sure no one jumps over top of the bomb train, but no one's watching the rapid hitch. So they actually could push around. Cold! Snaps back to take down Flush after he hits Fur. So it's a trade rather than a straight kill, but still quite good considering how close he was. He missed that shot. They were both down. And you might favor Fnatic to take back the round. They still may do because Phelps has got to hold this alone. Cold is so far away. Thankfully, they're not on the bomb. Phelps needs to just stay alive. He's done well. He's on 97. He's in fact got more HP than Cold does. He's going to go better than that with 2 quick kills. Pistol over. He's got low HP. And JW's got nothing he can do on 15. It's going to be SK going up 2-0.
Yeah, they have no money next round as well. He can't even think about going for that clutch. No kit, no armor. Look at that, no money as well. This is really rough now for SK Gaming. He'd have to have nothing at all. 2K per player. He needs to save this AWP. Looks like he will. He's playing with fate a little bit there. But, okay, SK Gaming, Phelps, amazing play there, Matt. Low HP, looked a little bit dicey at the start, but then he hits that shot. All of Master goes down. This was even better as well. Very calm. No armor for JW there. Could have got the third as well, but 2-0 for SK. This is looking great now. But as we always say, Fnatic, just when you think they're out of every scenario, you think they've got nothing left, the CZs always prevail, and they come out on top. We'll see whether they can do it and get the 2-1. I would say surely not, but JW has got the AWP. We'll see whether he can step up. Watching towards main entrance for now. Fast inside play coming in by the looks of things.
Target gets naded down to 56. Still going to go aggressive, it appears. Inside of the side, and upper 2 players facing him. Flush is able to win the exchange. Phelps, he's got to be careful. They go in deep, and he gets caught up on the board and actually sets his aim off as he starts to climb halfway up the slanted plywood. And Olaf's in a great position, but Cold. Better late than never, my friend. Never late is better, but he's got the shot. It's JW left against 3 in what could be 3 straight rounds for SK. First time we'd see an opening 3-round sweep. Obviously, EnVyUs did it when they ended up beating Fnatic. It took them 3 overtimes to do it. So 3-0 SK, 1 to go, and it's Fnatic out and SK through in 3rd of the group.
Yeah, looking very promising right now for SK. 3-0 on the T side, especially in overtime. That's pretty unheard of. Fnatic needs to replicate the same form just to get us a double overtime. Very unlikely, but if ever there's a team to do it, CT side of Fnatic always has been, I'm not sure, troublesome. Maybe they can get things going on the T side and maybe get some fast rushes in there. I don't want to see any more shotguns, though, Matt. I'm done with the shotguns.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Like completely done?
Yeah, I'm going to ban them for the playoffs, I think.
Okay,
I know you're the commissioner. Maybe.
I know someone who really likes shotguns.
Who's that?
He owns one. He might take them from you if you don't want them anymore. James Bardoff.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, if you want to give them away, he'll take them.
Yeah, fair enough. Well,
Dan won't, though. He can't shoot the middle. When Dan shoots them, the gun stays where it is, and Dan's body ends up about 10 feet behind where it was.
Really? Can't handle it?
Boom, gone.
Too much.
Yeah.
Well, too much for Fnatic, perhaps. SK Gaming switch over to the CT side. 3-0 on the T side. That's pretty nuts. Fnatic, a lot of pressure here. 1 round against them here on the unfavored side of the map. They're going home, and they make it out of the playoff. Another disappointing tournament for Fnatic. Just as you were saying, Matt, you thought they were back. They were winning the whole tournament. Might not happen.
Ooh, they can see each other. But they doubted it, and somehow JW misses the shot as he falls back down. And Fallen just fires back at where he saw the muzzle flash. Or something like that.
Great start. Fallen. Great tournament so far. Maybe not so much today. Yesterday he was lights out. It's that first shot. Takes down his oppressor, JW. 5-4. Only AKs remaining for the T side now. Obviously do have most of their grenades remaining here. They will edge towards inside. Taco and Fur waiting for them. Nice crossfire. I like the look of this. One towards the core's position, and then Taco watching up a ramp for him, just playing off each other. That's quite nice. There's a smoke to delay them as well, just as they're getting ready. That buys SK some time here. Bleed them out. 3 towards outside, 2 in up. And this could be a contact play towards the upper side. Flashbangs go in. Will be there. Fur to find 2 frag. Great work by him.
the shot back in, and that is it. SK, 4 straight rounds. Fnatic are done and gone. They will not make it through to the playoffs. You thought I was going to say dusted. I did not. They are not going to be a favorite as you guys expected, but they did have a much better showing. I will give them that. SK, best team in the world yesterday. Today, struggling tremendously. We've got an interesting playoff shaping up. Especially if Envy is the dark horse now.
Day and night compared to their performance yesterday. Absolutely. But they managed to get through. That's the main thing, right? Like, obviously, it'd be great to go towards the semi-finals, but that's actually proven to be a curse for teams in the past. Like, it's very rare for a team to go straight to the semis and actually win the tournament, right? So maybe this actually helps them out slightly, man. Maybe that's they don't have to go through that.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. Speaking of going through, we've got to go through our desk before we can all take a breath and relax, calm the stress levels. Look, put up with it. Take some Annex or whatever it is that you take for that stuff and deal with them. Here it is. Jason, it's all you.
Well, all right then. What can you say about that one? Welcome back to the Xfinity Analyst Desk. And yes, SK is going to go through. Congratulations to them. They go through as a 3rd seed, but that's kind of painful considering they went 3-0 yesterday. They started as pretty much a lock, and then they had to battle through it all.
Isn't that crazy how messy today got? When I woke up this morning, I was like, all right, SK, clear cut.
Nice,
they're going to be
easy
first.
Day.
Nice
and
easy.
Some breakfast, some
Looks
bacon.
like, yeah, Fnatic look pretty good for 2nd. G2 are struggling. They'll be fighting for someone for 3rd. Somehow, G2 topped the group. And then we have SK coming in 3rd and EnVyUs from out of nowhere coming in 2nd, right? Not that this group was crazy. Obviously, it sucks for Fnatic to get knocked out. But then you have to look at now the teams in the other group. You don't want to come 2nd in that group now because you got to play SK in the 1st round.
Yeah, and even despite some of the struggles today, Yanko, that's still got to be a little bit of a scary prospect for anyone.
I mean, absolutely, but still, how competitive it is right now. You just want to make it out of the groups. You can't really go into that state of mind, oh, if we finish like 2nd, we have to play SK. First, you need to make it out, but yeah, I mean, SK didn't really, it was the opposite of what we saw yesterday for them. In the end, they were fighting for their lives in that overtime game.
Perhaps playing the long con, trying to skip that straight to semifinals curse.
The back
end. Wanted to do. Yeah, let's bring up the group standings. We'll show you exactly what occurred as it all gets updated eventually. And yeah, I mean, this is going to be G2 Esports top of the group. Surprisingly, like you said, another comeback much like they did in the regular season. Envy 2nd place out of left field. SK after a blistering day 1. I mean, dropping 2 matches today. I mean, one was 16-3, was it, that they lost the match today? I mean, that's crazy to think. Fnatic, Immortals, and Cloud9 all eliminated. So it's going to be G2 going straight to the semis. Envy and SK going to the quarters.
Yeah, I have a weird thought. It just popped in my head. You know, these are my favorite ones.
You gave me a weird look.
Yeah. So normally what happens is when a team goes straight through to the semifinals, they like have a day break, right?
Right.
But here they have a 2-day break. I wonder if that's
going
change
to mess with the curse at all?
Yeah, because everybody, like, so tomorrow we have the quarters, and then there's a day break for everybody before the semis. So it kind of resets that team that had to play in the quarters. You know, they have a whole day off for everybody. So maybe that's what G2 need to get the victory.
Yeah, maybe it is. Let's check out G2. I mean, they had a really good turn, like we said. They're going to go straight to semifinals. We got some highlights of G2 to talk about. Yanko, walk me through a little bit of some of the good things that you saw to these guys in this event that helped them qualify.
I think it was, you know, after that loss to Immortals today, you could see the change in mentality basically from G2 on that cobblestone game versus SK. Very, very aggressive from the beginning, not afraid to take fights, assertive, and in even finding ways to be aggressive on Cobble City side, which is not easy to do. MBK on your screens had a great game in the drop zone, as you can see. Then moving on to that Fnatic game on Overpass, again, great examples of aggression, taking fights, risks, sending 4 players towards, you know, the middle A side of the map to get an early advantage, and that's how you want to see them play. That's what they're great at, you know, aggression, utilizing their individuals in a way in which they're comfortable, basically, not playing scared, playing to win, not playing not to lose.
I was just interested if, you know, we could see, like, I know we can't right now, but maybe having a look at G2's round win-loss. I remember last time we saw Heroic go through and they had like all their players had like a negative ratings, right? I'd be interested to see like the win-loss round ratio for this team to go through in 1st place. They had a couple of games that weren't so close for them, so interesting to see how they got to this position, but it's great that they finally got firing, right? They started slow and now they've got into the swing of things.
Are you with me, Chad? Are you on board now? Is MBK back?
Oh, he's playing good Counter-Strike. I only said that just to mock you. I thought it was fun, right? I have nothing against Nathan. I think he's a fantastic player.
Either way, those are your 3 teams from Group A. They're going to be at Dallas. It's going to be G2, Envy, and SK. Tickets are on sale now. So if you want to come to Dallas, you want to meet the players, you want to see them up on stage, get your tickets below proleague.com/Dallas. And then the next thing we have coming up, this is pretty cool. We got Stunna. He's back in action today. We saw him earlier. He had a little bit of a break, but he spoke with our very own NBK, and we'll see what they had to say after G2 qualified.
All right, hey, thanks, Jason. I'm here right now with MBK. These guys just passed through the group stages. A phenomenal job today. What was the difference between yesterday and today?
It was pretty clear that our mentality yesterday was not on point. Even against EnVy, it was a very tight game where we had the upper hand many rounds. And so it was just about focusing, playing more as a team. We were not really asleep, but not in the right mood on the first game today. But then playing against SK, when you play a team that is the best team in the world, you have to turn up and you have to prove to everyone that you can beat them. And that's pretty much what we did. We played a very flawless game against them. And then from there, we carried on to Fnatic. So mentality changed. We had a team talk yesterday and tried to come here relaxed for day 2.
So, I mean, all in all, beating SK, giving you that momentum, is that something that you seen propel you through the day now that you guys are through?
Yeah, it was very important, especially with the first game that we lost in a very bad manner. And then, yeah, it just set up the mood. It's very good that we managed to bounce back and that it was perfect for the game against Fnatic. We played very solid. And yeah, now we can, we're finished up the group very happy and very relaxed. And especially, I mean, we had a pretty bad start. We were down 1-2, and then we managed to end up first in group. So, I mean, that's obviously like a good momentum and happiness that you carry around.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of chaos right now with in terms of tiebreakers and this and that going on. But on the other side of the fence here, what are you guys looking, excuse me, rather, I should say, who are you guys looking to play in the playoffs at the Verizon Theater?
That's a tough question. I would like to avoid American teams because we've always been struggling a bit against them because of our game style and in general, especially, for instance, against Cloud9, that we had a lot of troubles against back in Austin. And yeah, aside from that, I don't know, it's mostly based on our map pool, so we want to play teams we're comfortable playing against on those maps, and so it's quite hard to say which one we want, because obviously anybody can go through Steel, we can face anyone, and the ones from the quarter literally could be any team. So I mean, we're going to wait and see pretty much, and prepare the map specifically for which opponents, but yeah, not an American team.
I feel you. I mean, I wouldn't want to play the American teams myself. Okay, so you guys got a little bit of downtime now. There's a lot to do here in Dallas. You've been to Dallas several times now. What are you guys going to do up until the playoffs?
2 things. We're going to make a perfect mix, a perfect balance of fun and practice, because we need to, obviously, now that we passed the groups, that we are relieved of that, we are going to go to the pool, go to Six Flags, go to do some go-kart, that kind of stuff, just literally ease our mind, relax, pressure is off. And at the same time, we need to stay focused between the days, between the groups and the playoffs, because yeah, we have 2 days off, and so that's a long time without playing competitive and without being in that LAN atmosphere and getting ready to play games. So practicing as well. It's going to be a mix between both, and keeping it simple. We're not going to do random stuff.
Well, when I think of relaxing, I definitely think of riding roller coasters. That's probably the top one. Are you a roller coaster kind of guy yourself?
Absolutely, yeah. I've been to the biggest one in Europe and several times. Absolutely loved it. It's amazing.
Yeah, well, it is all about the thrill of the ride. That does it for us here. Congratulations again, and moving forward. Take it away, Jason.
Yes, congratulations to G2 and NBK for qualifying straight through to the semifinals. A couple days off for them. Next up, after G2, it was the other French team, EnVy, that made it through. They had a big comeback on this day as well. They looked kind of dead in the water when this day started, but a really impressive job, and especially in the tie-breaking overtimes, where I mentioned, I mean, they just seem to grind things out, just not really quitting at any point.
Well, XMS had 16 frags in the first match they played, and 15 of them were headshots. So, like, he was on point, hitting shots. His aim was pretty crisp. But yeah, it was good to see EnVy. It was good to see EnVy, showing a bit of finesse in the way that they approached the game. They looked like they had a game plan and everything they wanted to do. In the first match, they were quite passive on their CT side, and then when they flipped over to the second one, they tried more aggression. They tried to push team mid and mix it up a little bit, which is a really good mix-up to use to change the pace.
I think the big difference is that EnVy, even in the beginning of this lineup, you could see that they have good game plan, they have like a good structure, but it was individual mistakes that hindered their progress, basically. And in this tournament, not only have they eliminated those mistakes significantly, also their players have been very much on point individually. I mean, you saw it in that highlight reel. Some of the headshots from RPK, XMS, and Scream, it's like you can't do anything about it. They just peek you and you're dead before you can even fire off a shot. Obviously, that's going to go a long way into helping you to secure wins for the team. So they're definitely playing like a much better team than what we're used to see from them. And
this, I mean, did we attribute this to the boot camp they just kind of went through? And French teams aren't really known for having any kind of effective boot camps.
I don't know if it, you could look at it that way or not. It just looked like everybody was firing. Sometimes it's Scream who's playing well. Sometimes you see like RPK doing his job.
Yep.
This time it seemed like everybody was clicking when they needed to, and that's really important. Obviously, when you're going up against top dogs, you need everybody to do their job, and it makes life easier for everybody. The biggest thing I'm interested in is the way it's changed Happy, right? The guys had to go from, I think, when things were going downhill with the old EnVyUs roster, and he was just sticking to that hard lurk style, and he was always lurking. He wasn't doing anything proactive. It's changed him now. He's not with as high skilled players. He has to be more proactive in the way that he approaches his style, and it's good to see because he is very skilled. It's just he may have lost his way a little bit before in the past.
And he's beardless now. Went for the clean shave.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm never so brave to do that, so good on him.
Third team that went through in those tiebreakers was SK. That's an insane thing that they had to go through considering where they were at the beginning of today. Never thought we'd see them there. This whole conversation has been these guys are back. Is this a little bit of that stumble, Yanko, perhaps because we said one of the big question marks they had is their map pool. They don't even really know what maps they're good on.
Yeah, true, and I think that was the cause of their problems in the first map today against G2. I think they were a bit overconfident in the veto, going for that cobblestone pick, and then I'm not really sure what happened in the second map against EnVyUs on Inferno. They got destroyed, and they started off as CT on Inferno. Like, no matter the map, you can expect SK to have a pretty strong CT side. So maybe a bit overconfident and just having an off day themselves to an extent, probably underestimating EnVyUs a little bit as well. But in the grand scheme of things, this is actually great for SK because it is the wake-up call, right? That now they know that they can't underestimate anyone. They really need to pay attention to what their opponents like to play, what are their comfort maps, and I'm still pretty confident that we are going to see SK go deep in this tournament.
And it still feels like Cold hasn't really arrived at this tournament quite yet. We haven't seen a whole lot of him come out. Jen.
Yeah, he was looking a lot better in those overtimes with the AWP when they did the double AWP on the T side. I thought he was a bit more effective. Usually when your teammates are a lot more aggressive and finding all the frags on the CT side and you're more of the slower anchor who comes in and clutches late round, you're not going to have as much of an impact, right? Because all the hard work's done for you, and when you don't need to clutch, you're not going to be getting many frags. So the T side where he can kind of be, I guess, activated a little bit more, but that's just basically what calls are being made and what decisions are being made mid-round. So I don't think there's anything to worry with Cold. He always shows up. He always gets his frags, always gets his stats. So it's...
And the series play begins now for SK.
This is where it really begins.
Cool. Well, if you missed any of the games earlier today, any of the games yesterday whatsoever, you can head over to the YouTube channel, check out all the VODs, all the replays, gaming.youtube.com/ELCS. That'll be the fun place where you can find it all, and even the live broadcasts that are going to come through. You didn't like the gaming.youtube link? You gave me a weird look.
You said ELCS instead of ESLCS.
Did I?
It doesn't matter, Jason. We know what you meant.
We all got there? ESLCS?
We're letting you off the hook. You're still new at this.
Thanks, guys.
It's hard. I can confirm.
Really appreciate it. Last thing, we touched on Immortals and Cloud9. They're not making it through this tournament. Let's talk briefly about Fnatic. We knew they were going to be fighting for maybe the last spot in the playoff, which they were. It wasn't with Cloud9, but we knew that they were probably going to be the one who would be fighting for it in some capacity. Them not making it, what does this bode for this team moving forward?
They're going to be tilted off the face of the earth.
They already are. Some of the tweets are really intense. Yeah.
From the tweets already, it's so hard for Fnatic because this is like not the first tournament where they don't make it out of groups, but they still have good performances. They still beat good teams, but somehow, losing to maybe one team that they really shouldn't, or some of the other results that happen in the group, as a consequence of that, they end up not making it out of the group. So, it would be way easier if they were just getting blown out, and then you can say, well, this wasn't our tournament, or we suck, we need to make a change. They're actually not playing bad. It's just that the small things, right? They lost to SK, and they lost to G2, and that's it, and they're still out of the tournament.
Yeah, exactly, right. So they lost to the two teams who we would consider the top two teams in this whole tournament, coming into this thing. They beat everybody else who they were meant to. It's just kind of like everyone else didn't hold up their end of the bargain, and now they're the ones who get, they get kicked out, which sucks for them. And I agree with Yanko, they're playing a better brand of Counter-Strike than I think we've seen from them in a long time, right? It doesn't seem as individual. It seems like they actually have strategies and a plan. Sure, there was that one blowout, that one blowout on Keish versus SK, but everyone, everyone can have one of them every now and again.
Yeah, can't hold too much against them. A lot of teams get blown out by SK. Either way, that's going to be the conclusion of Group A. That's it. We're going to have SK, we're going to have EnVy, and we're going to have G2 going through. Stay tuned. After the break, we're going to get started with Group B.